So why would you want to license? What are the benefits of licensing? Well, one of the biggest benefits of licensing is leverage. And it's going to really multiply your resources. What are we talking about multiplying your resources? Production, distribution, marketing, R&D. In many cases, you may not have, or capital for that matter. And intellectual property can become a very valuable asset. So think about licensing from the standpoint as a way of leveraging resources to come to bear on your idea. And that's a really powerful concept because it applies all the way through the process. And again, we're trying to expand here what you can do. There is no limit. I mean, we have a world that's very dynamic, and things are always changing. How many of you have a business plan? Okay, of those who have a business plan, when was the last time you updated it? In the last 60 days, 90 days? Every day? Why would you want to update your business plan on a fairly regular basis? Right. Isn't it a dynamic world? All the assumptions that you make today may change tomorrow. Okay? An idea that you have today may not seem as valuable as it is tomorrow. Perfect example of that are the projects that I worked on. Batman was created in the 1930s, and it took till the late 1980s and 1990s before it became the phenomena that you saw, almost 50 years. When I was at Saban Entertainment, they had Power Rangers for 8 years before it ever got on television. 8 years. So these ideas, and what, you know, why did it take so long? Or what were the elements that changed that? The dynamics of the marketplace. Something changed, something shifted. And you can get into these and you can look at these and you can analyze them, but you can see that dynamics play a big impact. So a lot of times an idea today that you may go out and talk to people about that says, oh, that product's never going to fly, that service is never going to fly, that cartoon character is never going to work, that this, that. You have to get used to a lot of no's. A no is just an uninformed yes. You heard that, something like that? You know, it's all timing. Well, it's true. It really is true. It's all timing. And it's really a question of taking a look at what you have, evaluating the market, and finding out. If you're getting the no's, maybe it's timing, maybe it's something you said, maybe it's the way you presented it. We'll talk a bit about more. But the point is, you've got an ability to leverage resources that you need. And as a result of that leverage, you can create teams of professionals. You'll talk a lot about that here. Today at the class, we talk about team building. You have an opportunity right here in the course of a week to assemble a team of professionals. How powerful is that? Where else could you do that in the course of a week? How long do you think it would take you outside of this environment to go out and identify those individuals, meet them, develop a relationship, and form a team of professionals? Think that'd take quite a while? Sure would, with all the other stuff you've got to do in your everyday lives. So that's a real valuable asset, is being able to create a team of professionals. And again, this foundation that licensing gives you, this framework, is a way that you can unite these individuals, these teams of professionals, by defining what the relationship is, how they'll work together, what the end result or the benefits are. And then, of course, for those in a for-profit wow or mode, it creates new streams of money. And again, this goes back to the concept of leverage. And intellectual property is a very dynamic concept, if you will, or idea. Some intellectual property, such as a patent, may have a single application. But others, in the case of entertainment, have multiple applications. And again, going back to the examples from the movie, it wasn't just a movie. What was it? It was a movie, it was a t-shirt, it was a hat, shorts, toys, burgers, cereal, fries, gifts, accessories, housewares, domestics, services, endless, thousands and thousands and thousands of products. It goes on. And you say, how can you do that? You're taking one idea and it's just leveraged over and over and over and over and over again. And that's worldwide, so you can imagine, I mean, we lost track of how many products were out there, but a lot. And it was all over the world. And that's the nice thing about intellectual property. There are no borders, with the exception of the fact there are certain areas of the world that still don't quite have the same intellectual property laws we do. But with the exception of that, the dynamic thing about intellectual property is there are no borders for it, which gives you an incredible opportunity of what you can do with it. And so you want to really kind of wrap your mind around it, because what that translates into is multiple streams of money. That's what it comes down to, multiple streams of money, income stream. You can have your core basis of whatever your business is, and by licensing out other non-competitive areas, that revenue that's coming through the door is just going to the bottom line. And for you idea people who love to create, who love to come up with ideas, this lets you do what you're best at. And there are many of you out there. How many people are just creative people? So you don't like the nuts and bolts of business, it's just a pain, you don't know what a marketing plan is. Okay. Everybody. But there are those individuals that are creative. They invent, they're very good at creating the ideas. And I think part of the process here, and I think that's one of the things that you'll get from going through the week, is really identifying what your strengths are. You can't be good at everything, or maybe you are, but I mean, I know where my limitations are, and I'm not going to certainly go beyond that. But when you don't have to, when you can build team, when you can find others that have the expertise to do that, and it's a much more effective model than trying to do it yourself. And for those of you who are idea people, who are good at developing the ideas, this is one of the fundamental tools that should be, in your game plan, so to speak, is licensing, because that's how you really take your ideas and bring them out to the market and commercialize them. Well, thank you very much. That's very nice of you. And commercialize those ideas. And besides, that's what you're good at. Okay? I don't think you like sitting down and doing the accounting numbers, or the payroll, or the personnel. Doesn't that sound like fun, you idea people? Oh, come on. What could be better than sitting there crunching numbers? How many people are accountants or CPAs or numbers people? Where are you at? Okay, go see these people. That's fun for them. And in a case, it can be very creative, but you can only go so far with that creativity. Well, I'll leave that for the securities attorneys here.